Hi, I'm Chad Knutson, president of the SBS Institute, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about creating a cybersecurity culture. One of our largest risks as a financial institution is phishing, something I talk a lot about in my different education programs and I feel very passionate about. It's too easy to do phishing and it has such a large consequence if we fail. So phishing is our number one risk to be prepared for as organizations. Verizon does an annual data breach investigation report that has some very unique and useful statistics in educating our organizations and creating a more positive culture. 90% of the breaches that have occurred involve phishing at some level. And of our people in our organizations, a positive fact is that 78% of them can go an entire year without clicking on a phishing email. But 4% of them will click on every phishing email that they get. And the issue is in addressing that problem. Our historical perspective of employee training and education around cybersecurity is fairly difficult to solve this problem with. In the past, people have believed that no one really pays attention to cybersecurity training. And cybersecurity training is really just a necessary evil, something the examiners make us do. So we're going to have an annual event, get everybody together for an hour, talk about cybersecurity so that we can complete that requirement. And security isn't really our employees' job. They have other things to do. That's not a primary thing that they should have to worry about. This is the culture that I hope to try to encourage you to change in your organizations. Cybersecurity is everyone's job. It's everyone's responsibility, just a part of it. It's not everything that they do. But it's no less important than customer service as an example. Customer service should be viewed as everyone's job. Whether you're a teller, a loan officer, a president, you work in the back office. We all work to serve the customer. Cybersecurity is serving the customer. If a customer comes in and you had to explain to them that you lost their information, is that good customer service? It's not. So how do we build a stronger program where people feel passionate about protecting customer information as they do passionate about cybersecurity? So some different approaches to creating this culture of passion in cybersecurity. It has to start at the top down. If senior management and the board doesn't believe in cybersecurity, employees won't. They follow what those above them do. If you want them to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning as their manager, you better be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Otherwise, it's hard to create accountability if they can't follow your example. As your information security officer, I would send a monthly email to all my employees with a different cybersecurity tip. I would use real examples that we're facing as a financial institution to make it as real for them as possible. It's not just stories about cases someone else had. These are things we've seen. I would do that annual in-person training to kind of have a rah-rah type event and get people excited, get them together, and create energy around it. But don't stop with that. Do training on a monthly or quarterly basis with them in small intervals to keep their attention and to remind them. I mean, once a year to sit through a training, of course they forget. They've got 364 days to think about other things and revert back to their bad behaviors. Reward them for being successful at reporting phishing emails and doing things that are right. Public acknowledgement of doing things that are right also motivates people. They all want to impress their counterparts at the office. I would highly encourage you to look at an automated phishing solution. As an example, SBS does a weekly phishing email to all our employees. It's automated. I don't have to do anything. It just goes out. It picks a random topic every week, and then they can mark it as phishing or not. So not only do I count the percentage of people that fail, and I address those privately, but the people who report it, I make a top 10 list of reporters and I acknowledge them for that. And even at times I'll go around and hand out bags of goldfish to reward them for their efforts. Something that I think is important in creating a positive culture. We want them to report issues, but we also want to have accountability for failures. So creating a safe harbor is essential. If they click on something but tell you, there can't be a punishment. We want that behavior. Fess up, let us know, we can investigate it, make sure that there's not a problem. We don't want them to be afraid to talk to us, so create a safe harbor. Come up with consequences for bad behavior, but also rewards for good behavior. So some examples might be part of their bonus, maybe a percentage of it is on cybersecurity performance for the year as an individual with that weekly phishing email. Maybe you give away an extra PTO day to top reporters of phishing emails. Product giveaways with your logos and branding on it. Public recognition is an example to compliment them on their work. Others, when they fail, some try the 3 strikes you're out. I think that you should approach that with caution, but at some point that may be necessary. No different than other bad behavior that an employee can't be trained to resolve. But we could limit their IT use. We could limit their email, their internet browsing if they have failures in phishing. And retraining. If they fail, teach them what they did wrong and correct the behavior. So I'm Chad Knutson from the SBS Institute. Thanks for taking time to talk about cybersecurity culture.